Greetings and welcome to the introduction to astronomy. One of the things that I like to do in each of my introductory astronomy classes is to begin the class with the astronomy picture of the day from the NASA website, that is apod.nasa.gov/apod. And today's picture for August 19th of 2022. Well, it is titled Saturn 1993 to 2022. So what do we see here? Well, you don't see the planet Saturn directly, but there are multiple images of it in this. And Saturn is, of course, the great ringed planet, and it orbits around the sun in a much larger orbit than Earth. So what is a year? Let's start off with that. A year is how long it takes a planet to orbit our sun. For Earth, we know that as 1 Earth year. However, 1 year on Saturn is much longer because it takes a longer time for it to orbit around the sun. And in this case, it takes Saturn 29 years. So if you want to track Saturn over the course of 1 orbit, and that's what we're seeing in this image. We're seeing pictures from the upper right hand side at 1993, when Saturn was located in the constellation of Capricornus. And over the coming years and decades, it slowly moved through the sky. And you can see how it moves through the constellations of the zodiac, that it goes from Capricornus to Aquarius to Pisces to Aries to Taurus to Gemini and to Cancer in the upper image. And then in the bottom image, it picks up with Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpius, Sagittarius, and then finally back to Capricornus again. So how long it takes an object to move through the entire set of constellations depends on how fast the object moves and how big its orbit is. When we look at the apparent motion of our own sun, it takes 1 year to make the trip through those constellations. Other objects could go faster or slower depending on exactly their orbits. So we could look at, for example, Jupiter would take 12 years to make this, and Saturn 29, and Uranus 84 years to make 1 complete cycle around the ecliptic, around the constellations of the zodiac. And that means that typically you might live, if you live a decently long life, you might live for 1 Uranian year. Now in a Saturn year, a little bit shorter, taking only 29 years. But in order to get an image like this, you have to plan and take those images over the course of a long period of time. So this is not something you can just put together quickly. You have to plan this and plan that you're going to take that image of Saturn every year for 3 decades. Now you can also notice some brightness changes in Saturn, and that is when the rings are pointing toward Earth. So when the rings appear flat, we can't see them. When we're looking at them edge on, they disappear. However, when they're tilted quite a bit toward Earth, they will look a little bit brighter. And you can notice that around the years of the early 2000s, and then again in 2015 to 2019, where the brightness is a little bit larger there than it is at other times when the rings were pointed at its side. So here we get to see the motion of Saturn over 1 Saturnian year, which is 29 Earth years. So that was our picture of the day for August 19th of 2022. It was titled Saturn 1993 to 2022. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture. So until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.